the joy.
Hi, this is Tim.
It's Kamala Harris. Good morning, Governor.
Good morning, Madam Vice President.
Listen, I want you to do this with me. Let's do this together. Would you be my running mate and let's get this thing on the road?
I would be honored, Madam Vice President.
The joy that you're bringing back to the country, the enthusiasm that's out there, it'll be a privilege to take this with you across the country.
Well, let me tell you, I have just the utmost respect for you. I have really enjoyed our work together. You understand.
The joy. Sounds beautiful, right? Enthusiasm. Tomorrow is Purim. Tomorrow is the day where there will be a festive celebration. Purim is a joyous Jewish festival. Do you think that Madam Vice President, when the theme of her campaign was about the joy, do you think that she could be depicted in the future, yet the past, as the modern day Esther? The book of Esther, the 17th book of the Old Testament. I featured this video a number of times, and in a couple of them I said that it was kind of strange that there was a scope. When JFK was unalived, Lee Harvey Oswald was, I believe, the 6th floor of the conservatory in Dallas, Texas. He had a scope on his rifle. And then also in this video, Tim Walsh, he had on his hunting hat. Thought I'd bring it out again because I wanted to kind of keep in time and rhythm with what I'm trying to explain to you guys, that Kamala Harris is coming back. I can deal with the debate, but I look at future past, and I'm wise to what they're telling us. But again, should she be the salvation of the Jewish people? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friendship Pearson. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. It is March 1st, the day before Purim. Jewish celebration. Let's dive into this. Let's see where it leads. She spoke yesterday in relation to the war that began in the Middle East. Notice she got on a purple coat.
Before I go in, I want to address what we learned today. Donald Trump has dragged us into a war the American people do not want. He has put American troops in harm's way. I unequivocally oppose this war of choice, and everyone should. And the bottom line, when it comes down to it, is that if we want to stop Donald Trump with this random decision that he has arrived at, then Congress must act, and Congress must act immediately. The American people do not want our sons and daughters to go into this unauthorized war of choice, and I unequivocally oppose it.
So you heard from her. She'll have to deal with this because Donald's leaving the scene. He's acting out a part and a role. She'll have it temporarily. Then Obama will have it at that point. Kamala Harris is a modern day Esther. That's what I'm thinking. Purim is a Jewish festival celebrated annually on the 14th day of the Hebrew month of Adar, which falls in February or March, to commemorate the salvation of the Jewish people in ancient Persia from Haman's plot in 2026. Purim begins on the evening of Monday, March 2nd, and continues through Tuesday, March 3rd. Purim. Now, in conjunction with that, on March 3rd, there's the blood moon. A major total lunar eclipse will occur on March 3rd, 2026, visible across North America, East Asia, Australia, and the Pacific. Totality, where the moon appears reddish, will last from roughly 11:04 to 12:02 UTC. This is the only total lunar eclipse in 2026, with the next occurring in late 2028. Check this out. Let's define Purim.
Purim is actually a one-day holiday that marks a miracle that transcends all miracles of all time. This was 400 BCE when Haman, a wicked minister, convinced the king of Persia, who is a superpower, to annihilate every single Jew in one day. And what's about to happen comes the brave Queen Esther, stood up in front of the king and reveals to him, says, I am Jewish, you cannot do this. And Ahasuerus reverses the decree. He takes the same day that all the Jews are going to be wiped out and turns it into a day of celebration. That is Purim. The way we celebrate Purim is we hear the whole story of Purim just the way it happened from a Megillah. We give.
The king's wife stood up. Legend has it she hid that she was Jewish. Let's get into that right quick.
Do you know why Purim is celebrated by the Jewish? Let's get back in the past. There was a Jewish woman, Esther, who lived in Persia. She was married to King Ahasuerus. It is believed that she kept her Jewish identity a secret from the king, even after she became queen. When the king's advisor, Haman, plotted to kill all of the Jews in the kingdom, Esther risked her life to save her people. She revealed her Jewish identity to the king and exposed Haman's plot. The king had Haman hanged, and he issued a new decree that allowed the Jews to defend themselves against their enemies. Esther's story is celebrated each year in the holiday of Purim.
Her story is celebrated during the holiday of Purim. Now, I said that the book of Esther, which is all part of Purim, the story, it's the 17th book of the Bible. I've been looking at that 1/7 for a while. Remember that 17, I've been going back and forth with a few months, especially when this lady they say was unalived in Minnesota, Renee Nicole Good. That was January 7th, 2026. She was unalived. Remember, I decoded her license plate. It was JK6, like John Kennedy, 6, or 6 being F. So John Fitzgerald Kennedy, or 6, which is 6 feet under. But they said she died on 1/7. I believe it was all a fictitious story. I decoded it. But that JFK spoke to me, the license plate, and the 1/7. You see, JFK, he was ambushed in Texas. November 22nd, 1963, he was in a Lincoln Continental. His license plate was GG3. GG3 was the license plate. G being the 7th letter of the alphabet, that would be 773. 7, 7, and 3 equals 17. There's your 1, 7 again. And Esther is the 17th book of the Bible. So clearly 1, 7, 17 is associated with death or destruction. I want to be clear because we're in the middle of a war. And there is death and destruction going on as I speak. Is Kamala Harris the modern day Esther? Will she be in that role after Donald Trump fades off into the sunset to go play golf after he's done with his role? I brought this up in relation to the blood moon the other day.
Listen to this here. 126 time is prophetic. The March 3rd eclipse aligns precisely with the Jewish festival of Purim. This holiday commemorates the book of Esther, celebrating the deliverance of the Jewish people from a decree of genocide orchestrated by the ancient Persian Empire. In modern prophetic circles, this Purim alignment has caused a frenzy. Commentators argue that a blood moon on this specific date is an omen regarding modern conflict between Israel and Iran. Did you hear that?
It lines up perfectly. Is that coincidence? And will it line up with the first female president? Well, I'm going to keep saying it. It's going to irk a few people. But when it happens, you'll be like, Pearson, he's been saying that for years. How can that be? Kamala is bringing the joy. Her campaign was about the joy. In my humble opinion, she was telling us. She was introduced by Joe Biden. And they ran with the theme. They're playing future past. They told us she was coming. Purim means joy. Purim is joy. Purim is joyous. Kamala Harris is bringing the joy. Let me plug up my my phone. I wanted to go out. Hope that works. Yes, indeed. The joy continued.
From the heartland to the coast, in rural, urban, suburban, and tribal communities, we are running a campaign on behalf of all Americans. And when elected, we will govern on behalf of all Americans. And so, with Tim Walls by my side, and with all of you at our side, let us fight for the promise of our future. And with that, I ask Pennsylvania, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win! And now, welcome the next Vice President of the United States, Tim Walz.
Wow. Well, thank you. Wow. Thank you, Philadelphia. Thank you, Madam Vice President, for the trust you put in me, but maybe more so, thank you for bringing back the joy.
It should resonate by now. I said it should resonate by now. They introduced it. I just see it from the past to the future. Now, Kamala Harris launched her 2024 presidential campaign on July 21st, 2024, because that's when Papa Joe Biden sent in that resignation letter saying he wasn't going to do it no more after that miserable debate, which was all planned. July 21st, 2019, the anniversary, July 21st, 2024 versus May 2nd, 2020, March 2nd, 2026, March 2nd, 2026, what is that? First day of Purim. You get 84 weeks. Barack Obama was born August 4th. He comes after. He comes after. In fact, let me say this right. This is the exact date. July 21st, 2024, that's when she started her campaign. And tomorrow is Purim. So this is right, 84 weeks exactly. Barack Obama's the 84th president, was born August 4th. Now, this is her birthday, remember this, October 20th. October 20th. October 20th, 1964, that's Kamala Harris' birthday. March 2nd starts Purim. The difference is 61, which is her age, and 414. What happened on 414? April 14th, 65, that's when Abraham Lincoln was shot. As above, so below. One goes down, one comes up. They repeat history. Let's do it in peculiar ways. Also, she started a campaign for her book, 107 Days. Came out on 9/23/2025. Kamala's book, 107. Like the January 7th, she was unalive. And JFK, his license plate, 17. Oh yeah. 9/23/2025, her book, versus May 14th, 2025, Israel anniversary of a nation. The difference is 4/9. What is 4/9? Kamala Harris is the 49th vice president. Now, Iran was founded on April 1st. April 1st, 79, Iran was founded. April 1st, 79, right here. Subtract that from tomorrow, the date is Purim. That's 46. JFK died at 46. And 111. What is 111? I call that snake eyes. I'll show it to you. The slit in the eye of a snake. Snake eyes. The Holy Spirit told me we're back in the Garden of Eden. The snake was in Eden. The one in the eye of the snake, the reptile, we're back in the garden. The temptation is at its highest moment. So, you look at 46, which is JFK, he died at 46, and 111. But 111 in our day, Pope Francis died on the 111th day of the year, which was April 21st. Okay, we're going to have a new religion coming in, a new political system. But just like the old religious system left, allegedly, there's going to be a new, an old political system going to leave too. Okay, read between the lines. Because he's done doing what he got to do. He's just going to go play golf. He ain't going nowhere. He's just going to play golf. She's coming in temporarily. Now, Kamala Harris announced her campaign to run for president back in the day, August 11th, 2020. August 11, 2020. See how it all fits. We're going to put it together. But I'm not going to put that in there. Let's go with this one. Kamala Harris' birthday this year, October 20th, 2026. Okay? And America's anniversary is July 4th, 2026. The difference is 322 skull and bones. Then you got 108. We just celebrated the 108th birthday of JFK. And it also gives us the sacrifice, 316. 316. Jesus Christ, John 3:16, hallelujah. He sacrificed, John 3:16, the Old Testament. See, it's speaking. There's going to be a sacrifice. She's going to come in temporarily. Then she's going to get wiped out as well. Look, it's all going to happen at the same time. Now, watch this peculiar situation here. I already told you that Kamala Harris' birthday is October 20th. This is Tim Walz's birthday. April 6th, 4-6. Like JFK died. JFK died at 46. Look at this. 4-6-2026, Harris. I'm sorry. 4-6-2026, that's Walz. That's his birthday. October 20th, 2026, that's Kamala's birthday. The difference is 6-14. What is 6-14? That's Trump's birthday. Donald Trump's date of birth. You mean to tell me, Pearson, when you can line up the same year, Tim Walz's birthday and Kamala Harris' birthday come out to Trump's birthday? Yeah. That's why I keep telling y'all, this whole situation is fake. Two wings of the same bird. I've been revealing it. I just haven't done it in a while. They're not odds. They never were. They're just playing a role. They play these roles on both sides to tell you the future. And right now I'm telling you, she ran on the spirit of joy in relation to what's coming up very soon. She's supposed to bring the joy. Symbolic of Esther. Next, look at this decode. Kamala D.V. Harris, bring the joy. That's her full name, D.V. Kamala D.V. Harris, bring the joy. 444. 4 and 4 is 8. Remainder is 4. August 4. Barack Obama was born August 4th. What do you think? And then you got 165. The 165th day of the year is June 14th. That's Trump's birthday. It's all there, ain't it? It's all there. She's bringing the joy. And here's the man that predicted the next female president. October 18th, 1989, Gerald Ford said this. I'm going to connect it. Watch this.
I can tell you how I think it will happen.
Mr. President, here we go.
Mr. Ford, what advice would you give a young lady wanting to become President of the United States?
Well, I hope we do have a young lady at some point become President of the United States. I can tell you how I think it will happen, because it won't happen in the normal course of events. Either the Republican or Democrat political party will nominate a man for president and a woman for vice president. And the woman and man will win. So you'll end up with a president, a male, and a vice president, a female. And in that term of office of the president will die, and the woman will become president under the law or constitution.
Unusual circumstances. That was October 18th, 1989, Gerald Ford. And then this is tomorrow's date. Tomorrow's date, March 2nd, 2026, the start of Purim. The difference is 36, like 366, 666. And what is 415? That's the day that Abraham Lincoln died. And guess what's in the ocean right now in the Middle East? The biggest ship America owns, the Gerald Ford. The date that it was created, that it was commissioned to sail, was July 22nd, 2017. July 22nd, 722, that matches the time that Abraham Lincoln took his last breath, 722. And remember, it's called the Gerald Ford. And Ford is the one that predicted the new vice president. Guess what else is out there? Fate. Just wait.